Hi guys. Today we are going to work on annotating an article, and we are specifically going to be working in social studies. So if you open your yellow reading workbook, find page 46, and you'll find a blank map of Florida. Stop the film, find that, and when you're ready, go ahead and push play again. Okay. So you should be on the right page now. We're going to be doing a close read of the article that comes after that map. We'll be using that map lots of times during this unit. Right now, we're just using it to orient us to the state of Florida. So the directions for what close readers do. The first one is they read small chunks of text slowly and think about the gist, a reader's initial sense of what the text is mostly about. Then they write the gist of a section in the margin or on a sticky note. Okay, so that's the steps that we're going to do. So if I turn to the next page, it says, Miami. Archaeologists have spent months uncovering evidence of an ancient Native American village. They've concluded it's probably one of the most significant early sites in the United States, and it's right in the middle of downtown Miami. So if I stop right there and I think about the gist of that one paragraph, not the details, but just the main gist, I'm going to say something like, archaeologists found an ancient Native American village in Miami. So stop the film, go ahead and write that out, and when you're all done, push play again. The next part says, the archaeologists who study humans from the past have been working under the direction of Florida archaeologist Bob Carr. So far, they've carefully dug up 8 large circles. The circles consist of uniform homes carved in limestone. Archaeologists believe these to be the foundation holes for Tequesta Indian homes dating as far back as 2,000 years. All right, I'm going to stop at the end of my paragraph and think about what that's mainly about. And I'm going to say something like, they found 8 foundation holes for Tequesta Indian homes. I'm not going to get into those details yet. I'm going to save those for later. Then I'm going to stop right now. Go ahead and write that down in your book and push play once you're ready. They have also discovered rows of hundreds of such post holes stretching across the site. Carr believes that these mark the foundations for other structures. It's possible that the Tequesta built boardwalks connecting their homes. The village site once sat along the water. It borders what his team has concluded was the original natural shoreline where Biscayne Bay and the Miami River meet. That spot was filled in by soil long ago. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to think about my gist, and it's going to be something like, they found lots more holes and think it was for other structures and a boardwalk. Stop, go ahead and write that down, and push play when you're ready. What's unusual and unique about the site is that it's this huge chunk of land where a major part of this ancient Tequesta village site is preserved, Carr said. It's one of the earliest urban plans in eastern North America. So if I think about the gist of that, it's going to be something like, it's a huge part of the ancient Tequesta village. Stop the film, go ahead and write that down. Make sure you've copied all of what I've written down for the gist, and then when you're ready, we're going to turn the page. So this was page 47, the next one's page 48. What should be preserved? Since I have a heading for this part, I know that that's what I need to be focusing my mind on as I'm reading. what is going to be preserved. And I know preserved means taken care of. Here's my paragraph. The discovery has caused a major problem. The Tequesta Village site is on an empty 2-acre city block on the north side of the river. Real estate developer MDM Development Group owns it. The group plans to build movie theaters, restaurants, and a hotel on the site. So go ahead and write down what you think is the gist of that. And then when you're done writing your gist, push play. I wrote, the problem is that it sits on a site where developers want to build things. So as long as yours is pretty much like mine, you're good. Now we go on. The city of Miami approved MDM's plan called the Met Square Project, but it has not given it the final building permit. When the plan was approved, the full extent of the archaeological finds was not known. Thousands of Tequesta artifacts have now been found, including bones and shell tools. So stop the film, go ahead and write out what you think should be the gist, and then turn it back on when you're done. I wrote, the city had said the builders could make their buildings before they found the artifacts. So as long as there's something like that, something about the artifacts and something about the building permits from the city. And I go on. State and local historic preservation officials want to save part or all of the archaeological site. That could require a major redesign of the Met Square project. So I wrote, the historic preservation people want to protect the site. You can copy mine this time, or you can write your own. When you're ready, push play. MDM says it could lose a lot of money if that happens. The developer has offered to carve out the limestone holding one or two of the larger circles on the site. Those would be displayed in a public square. MDM officials have also discussed doing more. So write down your gist, and then when you're done, go ahead and push play again. I wrote, MDM says that it will cost a lot of money and want to just protect part. Now we move on to the next part. There's no easy answer to this at all, says Ian Swanson, who runs MDM. Carr is being paid by MDM. The company is required by law to pay for the archaeological survey. Carr has recommended to MDM that as much as possible of the site be preserved in place. Write your gist. And then it goes on. If you have a necklace filled with pearls, what makes it valuable is its entirety, not 4 or 5 pearls, Carr said. Preservationists say MDM took a chance when it purchased the property 10 years ago. It knew the site was inside an archaeological zone. The site was covered by a parking lot for 70 years, yet Carr and other archaeologists long suspected it was once part of a Tequesta village. Burial grounds previously found in the immediate area made it likely there would be something more. So make sure that you have written all of your gists for all of those parts. And then push play when you're done. I wrote, the archaeologist says they should preserve as much as possible of the site, not just a little. And MDM knew when they bought the land it might be part of the Tequesta village. Here's the last page. You're going to read that on your own. After each paragraph, go ahead and write down your gist. And then when you're all done, push play again. I wrote, the same thing happened in 1998 when they found 2,000-year-old Tequesta Village buildings. The land was sold to the state and they didn't build on it. They are talking about what to do with this site. Some want to make it a National Historic Landmark. They found other artifacts there too from the founding of Miami. This makes it the birthplace of Miami. So make sure you have copied down all of the gists. I would prefer your own gists for the last couple pages. If you are stuck, I don't mind you copying mine. Know though that I'm not going to be writing your gists for long. It's going to be your job. So you're better off writing your own and then trying it and making sure it makes sense.